It should come as no surprise that Genshin has finally implemented a 3-banner system. While there's still much to be desired with this new system, it's safe to say that there will now be more characters at a given point, which means more chances for us to pull our favorite characters. This by all means is great, on paper. But for many free-to-play players and light spenders such as myself and my friends, this is a problem. The faster a character reruns, the less time that we players have to save, which isn't as big of an issue for other gacha games. However, as the roster expands and more characters are added, this does give a longer rerun period for characters. At least, it should. Certain characters rerun more frequently than others, while some like Eula and Kaveh aren't shown too much love. And now we have a new limited banner that uses intertwined fates. We're getting more and more ways for us to spend our primogems, but the rise in chances to spend our primogem revenue should increase, and that's the issue. We as players are not getting enough primogems in our daily and weekly lives in order to keep up with the ever-growing rate of Genshin's banners. And I get it. It's to entice players to spend money so that the company can make its money. But let's look at Genshin through its intended audience of casual players. Our first and most apparent source, daily commissions, which give 60 primogems a day. If they're done every day, that's almost 3 wishes a week. But most likely the average player isn't logging in every day to do their dailies. And the ones that do, such as myself, it's more of a chore because I know that there are characters lined up in the future that I want. But for the average player, it's just not worth it, and I can't blame them. Which sucks because Genshin has a lot of fine characters in its roster. They know what they're doing. Now, as to the other sources of primogems such as exploring, limited time events, and quests, not only are they time consuming for the most part, but it feels like they barely scratch your way to a wish. On average, the events reward us with 2.5 wishes. Now, the bigger events, which will typically give us around 4, and the yearly events like Lantern Rite do try to give us around 7 to 10 in total. That's if you're able to complete all the challenges, in which most of them can be fairly doable, but some like the combat events can be a lot more challenging, especially for newer players who have already missed out on so many good characters. And now we're struggling to even get wishes for characters that will substantially benefit their account, thus cannot get the full rewards. And primogems aren't the only good reward either. XP books and leveling mats are helpful. And now with the introduction to this new 3rd banner, which, once again, uses intertwined fates, a currency shared with the limited banner, it's only going to make things harder. This banner also has 3 weeks, and your fate point does not carry over. It's horrendous. At least the Mondstadt one. If we get a Liyue, Inazuma, or Sumeru one, then those will be good. But Genshin has yet to fully scale its rewards. I say fully because there are cases where we have been given more access to primogems, such as exploration rewards. It's no secret that if you explore in Mondstadt and then head on over to Fontaine, there is a significant increase in the amount of primogems that you can acquire. But is it significant enough to be able to pull for that new character that you want? Maybe even a weapon. God forbid you go for constellations. Chests have become more frequent, with most of Fontaine's granting 5 to 10 primogems, and we've gotten more luxurious chests which grant 10 whole primogems. Now do that 10 more times and you're on your way to a wish. Complete your daily commissions and there you have it. Now, just do that 89 more times because your luck is probably, like mine, horrible, and you're not seeing your character early. But pretty much any player isn't getting a wish a day. Exploring is not only time consuming, but it gets tedious over time. And in the end, it's just the grind that forces you to continue every day unless it feels like you're getting punished. Even Genshin's most hardest content, the Spiral Abyss, once you get to the repeated rewards floor, which is floors 9 through 12, you get a total of 3 wishes. But hey, you're almost there to a 4th. So 3 3/4 of a wish for completing the hardest content in the game, scaling up to level 100 enemies. And for those who care about the Abyss and have yet to clear it, honestly, is it even worth trying? Trying so hard to clear that final floor just for 150 primogems? The jump from floor 11 to 12 is a sizable leap, and I can't blame players for stopping at floor 11, because floor 12, you do need 2 fully built teams that are strong, or at least capable of dealing strong reaction damage via Bloom, Hyper Bloom, or Quicken. When I really got into Genshin, I wanted to so badly clear the Spiral Abyss, but after doing it so many times, I only now just realized how little rewards it gave. And I think it's a little disheartening too. Now don't get me wrong, if you want to clear it, by all means go ahead. I'm just saying the rewards aren't the greatest. Yes, you can clear it with all free-to-play 4 stars, but that takes a long time and a lot of grinding the proper artifact stats, and you have to have a very precise way of clearing it. But I also understand that it is an accomplishment for people who don't have the best characters and who aren't using meta teams with the best units. For a while, I've been wondering if they would increase the amount of primogems that daily commissions gave us. Personally, I don't think so. Not until leadership changes. But would they be willing to increase the more permanent ways of getting primogems at a more expedited rate? Possibly. I think it'd be nice to include more content that has the same reward cycle as the Spiral Abyss, or a bigger version of the time trials and challenges that we already have. Something that players can do at any time that's challenging, but actually rewarding. If Genshin wants to throw out a new third banner for such a small amount of time that still uses limited banner wishes, I think we need something to even out the odds. Will changes happen? I do think so, slowly but surely, and I'm really hoping that Genshin is finally getting some competition with Wuthering Waves. Hopefully that'll snap them into reality and actually start listening to the player base. Of course, this means that Wuthering Waves has to do good and actually drive people to play their game, because at the end of the day, money dictates where miHoYo will take Genshin. So if people stop spending money, never mind, we're so doomed.